Welcome back, everybody. We are moving into our module on the impacts to water quality from sedimentation and other pollutants. So have your workbook in front of you because it provides a description of what those impacts are. It provides the basis for why we're actually implementing a program on construction sites. We're really interested, of course, in soil or sediment as our primary pollutant. During construction, the natural vegetation covering the soil, helping to guard against erosion, is removed pretty suddenly and therefore leaves that soil susceptible to erosion in rainstorms and snowmelt events. When that happens, the soil particles are carried away and deposited in the storm sewer system or even just off the site in a curb line. But when it goes into the storm sewer system, which may be part of your city infrastructure, it carries the soil, the sediment, and the debris, and it clogs that system, which results in maintenance and cost there for your city or community. The soil particles can continue down the system, and in many cases there's treatment between the inlet of a storm sewer system and the creek or receiving water or river, but in some cases not. So those soil particles can move and proceed into a receiving water. When that happens, those soil particles can actually change the clarity of the water. It's less clear because of the sediment that is being deposited and floating around in the water. The name of that is called turbidity. So there is an increase in turbidity when soil particles wash into a receiving water. Those particles can also drop out in that receiving water, like a stream or a creek or a tributary. When that happens, those soil particles can pave over the channel bottom. And that, of course, is where aquatic organisms live. So there's an impact to aquatic organisms, which are the food source for fish. Fish reproduce on the channel bottom. So if we pave over the channel bottom, there are impacts to fish reproduction. In addition, when the sediment builds up enough on the channel bottom, it actually changes the configuration of the channel, of the stream itself. That has a couple of different impacts. Notably, the way that the water flows can be changed when there is heavy sediment loading and heavy sediment deposited into a creek. The channel dynamics are different, which could result in additional erosion, adding a bit of insult to injury. But it may not just be soil particles. You could also have nutrients being carried in that soil, or even in mineral-rich states, heavy metals, which are toxic to aquatic organisms and fish life. And then the chemical pollutants. Of course, you have concrete wash water, you have diesel fuel, hydraulic fluid, and other chemicals, which cannot be discharged at all. Those types of products have to be kept absolutely on site and contained if there is a spill, or in the case of concrete washout, have a containment system